Namaskar. This is Acharya Devendra Pandey. Many a time, on many occasions, in different types of places where I have been, I have asked people to pose some question to me about Sanatana Dharma. People do hear my sermons and preachings, but at times there are people, when I tell them to pose a question, they do not have any question. If you do not have a question to ask, that means you are in a state of confusion. That means you are leading a life without any direction. And it is quite obvious and normal, because in the modern times you are being bombarded with so much of information. Just put on the computer and connect to the internet. You have so much of information. When you go through them, you become confused. You cannot understand where the focus of your life should be. If you lead a life in such a manner, you will never get a target or a goal. When we were small, we have seen days when there were no televisions even. In those days, in my childhood, I have seen that we had a telephone in our house, and there were people who would come, talk over the telephone, and they would be surprised. They would say that, oh yes, it's that same voice of that same person. We have seen that age, the age when there was no television. And today, you have television 24 hours a day. You have thousands of channels. You just go on clicking the remote and you will find something of interest for you to entertain you. Or if you do not get there, just come over to the internet. This is creating more confusion. You are not focused towards life. You have to make your life focused. One man cannot do all types of things. Knowledge is vast. Let us take the case of Sanatana Dharma only. If we take Sanatana Dharma, in that sea of knowledge, Sanatana Dharma may be considered as a small pebble. But there are so many aspects of Sanatana Dharma that if anyone says that I know everything about Sanatana Dharma, you should assume that the person is fooling you. Even if you have 7 lives from birth till death, if you go on learning and acquiring knowledge about Sanatana Dharma, even in 7 lives you will not become an expert, and you will not be able to know everything about Sanatana Dharma. Leave apart the question of having knowledge of all of the world. Out of all of them, you have to focus upon one aspect. And if you cannot do one thing, sit down quietly, relax, let your mind be at peace. Think of nothing, and then try to focus your mind upon one particular topic or subject which is very close to your mind. Go on delving deeper deeper and deeper into it. And when you are in the state of relaxation, you will find a humming sound. And if you try to understand what that sound is, that humming sound, you will feel that there is a sound of Om, Om, Om. Om is the origin of all the sounds. That is what Sanatana Dharma says. Other religions also recognize this, albeit it is a bit different. Like Islam says Ameen, Christians say Amen, and we, the Sanatan Dharmis, say Om. The sound has to come right from the pressure of your navel. That's Om in this way. You will find this humming sound even if you go to a mountainside where there is no one. This humming sound will be found there. If you take all the cluttering noise of a city, a metropolitan city, a megapolitan city, there also you will find that the conglomeration of all the sounds leads to that same Om, Om. You will be able to discern it very particularly and definitely. You go to the place where there is a huge waterfall, sit and try to feel the voice. That will also be Om, Om, Om. So when you sit quietly and when you can hear that humming sound Om, you will be focused, and when you are completely focused, you will find the direction of your life. You will understand what is the purpose of your life. This you have to research yourself. This is what is known as self-realization. I will be discussing what self-realization is. But for the present, when you are seeking a direction, you will find multiple directions. I may find some aspect, somebody may find another aspect. It is somewhat like 7 blind men who went to see an elephant. One of them touched the tail and said that it's like a snake. One of them touched the trunk. He said that no, it's like a cobra. And somebody touched the ears. He said it's like a plate. And somebody touched the abdomen part. He said that it's like a huge wall. Somebody who touched the feet said that it's like the trunk of a tree. In the same way, in Sanatana Dharma, you can focus towards gods. There are different gods like Lord Ganesha. We have Lord Shiva, we have Goddess Durga, we have Goddess Kali. Each of them has. We have Lord Vishwakarma. Lord Vishwakarma is related with everything that is mechanical and technical. So multiplicity of gods in Hinduism is a feature. There are people who consider in the singular existence of gods. But don't you see that in any nation or in any country, Where you have a government, there are ministers. There is a different minister who looks after each aspect, one particular aspect, and their head is the prime minister or the president if it is a presidential form of government. One particular person can never focus upon everything. So that is why gradually, as I said, that Sanatana Dharma is a conglomeration of different ideals, ideas, thoughts, and experiences. So whatever our forefathers experienced, in their experience, they made an idea of a particular God, and it's just like different ministries. So it is nothing to be laughed at upon. Rather, we can say that it is a more highly evolved form of spiritualism.